What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another Gobots Machine Robo review. This is Machine Robo Series 02 Rod Drill, which I think was just Drill Robo, and yeah, otherwise known in US as Screwhead. And he is a drill tank, as you can see. Now, we just looked at yesterday Eagle Robo, and wow, does this guy not feel like he's worth his money? Look how tiny he is. That's borderline absurd, isn't it? He's smaller than Bumblebee here. I can't, in a good conscience, say that this guy's really worth his cost. Like, he's nicely made and all, but he doesn't even have all that many accessories. He's got this drill bit in case you want to make the drill tank have a bigger drill, which requires you to pop this off and put this on. Yeah, he's got that, and there's something inside here too that likes to pull its way out, so it hasn't even been glued in. And he's got these blade punch things. Which way do they go? I guess they go on the underside of his hands, like this, like punching gloves, I guess you would call them. I'm not really sure what they would actually be. Maybe in Machine Robo they used them, but again, Gobots shot with their hands. Tiny, very tiny. Yesterday, like we had talked about, we had said he's, you know, possibly the same company, but I mean, look at that. That is so small. That's absurd for the price. Anyway, I guess we're paying for the licensing there. We'll get that all out of the way. Let's talk articulation. You saw his head was on a little ball joint there. Very held up by the shape of the head and everything. Ball jointed elbow, or shoulder here. Ball jointed elbow with a hinge swivel elbow. No bicep swivel. It's accomplished by that ball joint. Let's take this out here. You do not have wrist rotation on this one. My apologies, I thought you did. Waist articulation looks like it's on a ball joint down here, so you get a little bit of an ab crunch out of them in a full rotation. Coming down to the legs, ball joint down here, thigh swivel, knee to a toe, ball joint down here, and I believe these should have been opened, or maybe like that. Yeah, I don't know. This is disappointing for the cost. He's a solid little action figure, but I mean, he's almost the same size as his original Gobot self with articulation, which is a bit crazy to me. I really wasn't expecting him to be this small. In fact, I kind of feel like I need to go back and look at the prototype pictures to see if that's what he looked like. So to start transformation, of course, you have to take these things off. No place for them to go in the alt mode as far as I can see. Rotate his hands around this way so they're backwards, exposing the hollow bits. Take this, fold them on up, and leave the hands kind of like that for now. We're going to come down to the legs here. Ample time to point out that mine has two of these pieces, so he's not going to transform right. Lovely. We're going to take these, move them out of the way, and we'll try to transform them the very best we can. Take these, open up these little panels here on his toes, just like so, and just like you would the Gobot, flip his legs all the way in, just like this, on both sides. They tell you to put the legs together. I find it's easier not to, so you can try to work this panel piece around the legs. Once you have it like this is the best time to clip the legs together, like so. Just kind of get these guys situated right here. Come down to the back side here, and the hands hold on to these pegs inside his legs, just like so. And these come up right here and plug into the back. And of course I can't do that on this side because it's the wrong one. And that's your drill mode. I mean, it's a drill mode. It's the same thing that he had before. You know, it's accurate to what he is, but man, that's disappointing. Like, it's not as interesting to transform as Leader 1. The head's there. I mean, we can pop this out and give him this thing, but the engineering is just not interesting. These guys, I don't see, the instructions at least don't tell me any place for these to go. I can't even find any place to peg them on anywhere. So unlike Leader 1, he doesn't hold all his accessories, like he just feels rushed and not well done. So for a quick size comparison, there is the classic Starscream, who ends up looking like he's Masterpiece scaled next to this guy. Yeah, so let's get him transformed back to his robot mode, and let's get out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about some final thoughts while we do this, because his transformation is ridiculously simplistic, and I don't need to say too much while we're going through it. If I was in on solely on the oddity of them being Gobots slash machine robo toys, which just barely ever get to be made, and I picked this guy up, I would be entirely out on the line. I am only in on this line because I love Gobots. That's, you know, at this point, Leader 1 wasn't fantastic. He was interesting, but this guy is so disappointing. So tiny. I can't recommend this guy at all. If you're a Gobot fan, I guess you're probably going to get him, but if you get this, you're done. I mean, you're not going to be back in on this line because he has really little to offer. Which is sad. I hope they make more of these, but at this point, like, this one is so cheaply constructed feeling, and just, he looks nice. That's all I can say about him. Like, I'm afraid that this line is ending with these 3 or 4 figures, to be honest, because he is way too expensive for what you get. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, one more thing before I go. He did come with his little stand here that somehow plugs into here, blah 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 blah. I don't really care. I'm not going to use it. It's the same stand that came with Leader 1. He doesn't need it. So, yeah, really disappointed.